Hello guys, hello everyone, and welcome to the NextTS root course, one of the best NextJS courses available on YouTube, which is a free course. I'm Felipe, I'm a software developer and a digital nomad, and also I'm working on X-Team, which is also a sponsor of that video. So let's talk a little bit about this sponsor. This video is sponsored by X-Team, which is an amazing company that offers remote jobs all over the world, and basically you can work from anywhere, and this company has a very different atmosphere that you can't find anywhere in the world, working with very amazing clients like Fox, Riot Games, and there are, and under this company we have a lot of internal missions that you can earn collectibles like this one that I have here, and you have internal games, you have internal activities, and one of the best things everything earning your money in dollar all around the world, regardless where you are. So this video is sponsored by the best company, the best remote company working of the world. And let's go directly to the course. Here we are going to have a course about NextJS, which is a framework for doing UI, for doing graphical interface over the web, basically web application. And basically what we are going to learn in that course. First, let's talk about what this class, unfortunately, we are not going to code, is just an introduction of how many classes we are going to have, how to access the class, how to run the code, how to access the code bases. Just remember that if I tell you guys anything related to link or how to access the code, how to download something, I always will post all those descriptions below here in the description of the video, so you can access all of them, like as this one here, which is the repository where we are going to put all our code base. And basically here is where we have the entire code for our course. And if you are not familiar with Git, don't worry, I'm going to teach you a little bit about Git too, but it is good to have a prior knowledge related to this tool. And basically, what are the goals of this course? Basically, the goals of this course is to teach you guys about JavaScript and Typescript. That's why the course is called NextTS, because we are going to use Typescript, which is a superset of Typescript. And what is a superset? We basically have JavaScript language, which means that dynamic languages doesn't have static types in that. And also we have Typescript, which is a static type version of JavaScript, and has another also capabilities. So basically the guys created Typescript for improving those capabilities from JavaScript. And don't worry if you don't know anything about TypeScript, or you don't know any crap related to JavaScript. We are here to learn all of those too. So if you already know JavaScript and TypeScript, that's good. If you don't know any of them, this is a good opportunity for learning it too. So the course is for people that already are familiar with this kind of language, or haven't had any content related to this. So basically all the code and all the course is saved into this repo that you can access the link down here below and the description of the video. And basically we are going to have 20 classes, and when you enter in the repo, we are going to go directly to the main branch of this repo, and we are going to access the course. In the bottom of the page you can access the courses catalog, which are all the classes that we are going to have, so you can take a look in all of those classes. Of course, also in this main branch you have the final version of the application. So if you are lazy enough that you just want to learn, or just want to run the last class, you go directly to the main and just run it. But if you want to follow classes by class like we are doing here on YouTube, what I did was I separated all of the classes. They are divided into branches. So each branch, we can see here on the screen that we have different branches for each of the classes. So basically, if you want to access some class, for example, class C3, you just go to the branch class 3 that you are going to have all the code available for class 3, the finished code. So, but you can enter on this just to have an idea how it is done, and then you can go directly to the video and see how it's done step by step. So basically here on the repos and the branches, we have the final version of each of the classes, where you can consult and take a look how to check how is the final version of each of the classes. And if you want, and for having a walkthrough of step by step of the course, I recommend you to watch all the videos. So because during the videos we are going to type each of the lines that represents all the codes of each of the classes. So basically that is it. Also, another thing we have compatibility with Portuguese, so we have support to Portuguese. So if you click here and switch to Portuguese version, we are going to have the Portuguese version of all those things. So you don't need to worry if you don't want to take this course in English. And we also have subtitle as well. So basically, let's first what we are going to do if you want to start this course is you are going to access GitHub, this page that I sent to you, and basically we are going to go to here to fork, which you are going to fork a copy of this repo to your own GitHub. So you are going to ensure that you are working on your environment and your code base instead of working on mine, because you won't have permission to push changes. Of course, you have permissions to open new issues or to even clone the repo, but you don't have. That's why you need to fork, so you can work on your own code base. So basically, we are going to fork, and then you are going, after you fork this, you are going to go to clone. You can clone as HTTPS or SSH, and you're just copy this URL. You are going to select some directory of your computer. For example, here on mine, I'm going to select some random one that I have here. I'm going to do a git clone command to clone this. As I said, if you don't know a little bit of Git, I recommend you to study a little bit. But you can do these courses regardless the operational system. You can do this in Windows. I'm doing a Mac, but you can do it in Windows. The result will be the same. Like, it doesn't matter the operational system that you are using. So basically, I'm cloning this. As we can see, it already cloned it, and now it's time to open in our IDE. We are going to use Visual Studio Code, which is a free IDE. It is the one that is most used by the people, and that's one of the reasons that we're going to use this. So if you, I'm going to open Visual Studio Code here. Like I said, it doesn't matter if we're using Windows or any another one, any another IDE. And basically, after you open it, you are going to go to Open Folder and just open the folder the repo that you cloned in your local. I don't know where you cloned it. You can clone whatever you want on your computer. I'm just going to open where I'm cloning mine. Like, remember that the name of the repo is NextTS rug. Just go to open, and after that we are going to have all the files of the project. And for default, the project will be on the main branch. So here you can check all the files. And here the most, I think that one of the best things that you can do just to switch between the classes, you can go to source control. As I divided each of the classes by branch, you can go here to source control in this tab here, and you can go to branches. And you can go to this, you can click on and switch to another branch here, and you are going to check all the branches that we have available. And this is awesome because you can switch branches here. So as we are in the first class, I will switch to the first class here, basically. And you can do this through the terminal too. So you just go here on the top and new terminal. The terminal will open on the directory that you are working in your project, if you like, we can see here. And I can do a git status to check on the branch that I am, and I'm currently on the class 1 branch. So, but let's go back to this one here. Let's go back to our course, and let's go back to the class 1, because as I said, this is an introductional video. We are not going to code this class, but in the next one, you're going to code. And what are the goals of this course? It is to learn a little bit about Typescript, a superset of Javascript, a little bit about NextJS framework. So we are going to build an entire application and deploy this entire application in a serverless environment, which means that we don't need a server to deploy this application. So we are going to have a full application up and running. And this application is basically a CRUD application. What means CRUD? It means create, read, update, and delete. Basically, we are going to create a table of customers that has names, that has credit card information and something, and their telephone. And basically, we are going to be able to edit, to query all those customers, to update, to delete all those customers. So that's a very simple application, but it is very good to learn a lot of concepts of React, Typescript, JavaScript, NextJS, and just a little bit for the people that doesn't know any of those frameworks. What are the difference between them? We are going to work in NextJS, which is a web development framework, and also React is a web development framework. But what is the difference between them? React is basically one of the most famous front-end frameworks, and the difference is that in React it is a single-page application framework, which means that when you open the application, the browser will request all the files of the application. So regardless if you are going to only access the first page of the application, all of the pages and all the files will be uploaded to your browser. And the static websites, which is the NextJS way of routing pages to your browser, it is only that is needed, that is basically uploaded and it is requested by your browser. So it improves a lot the performance of the page. We are not going to dive in more in the detail about this, but basically NextJS, it is an extension of React that transforms the single page application in static applications and static websites to turn it more, let's say, performatic. And also another thing that we are going to learn is about MongoDB, which is a NoSQL database, a non-relational database. And basically, we are going to store all your data in this database. So we are going to learn all those things. So don't worry if you don't know anything. You are going to be able to learn everything. And if you also know a little bit about it, this course is also for you. So remember that this video is sponsored by Xing, a huge company that offers amazing jobs all around the world, remote jobs all around the world, with a very good atmosphere and energy that you cannot find anywhere in the world. And let's see you guys in the next class. Subscribe here, leave your like too, and your comment if you like it, and or any doubt that you have related to this video or the course. And see you guys in the next class. Thanks a lot.